Compliments of the chef.
Okay, so as you can see, not in the FC. FC's done though. Runs and drives. I took it to a car meet, like an old school car meet with like a bunch of sick ass old school whips. Worked great, drove great. Just having an exhaust appointment on the 9th of this month, so that's perfect. So basically now the Yukon's been sitting for a long time, so I'm trying to get this thing back in order for the drift season, because I'm not really trying to have to buy a new truck. Sorry. Not really trying to have to buy a new truck just for the drift season. So trying to make this thing work. It leaks power steering fluid like real bad. We got to get a new pump and both lines, so that's pretty cool. But I just keep leaving it sitting, so I gotta like start it and drive it and shit. It doesn't like to idle when it's been sitting for so long. It's an old ass whip. So let's give this guy a test drive, and after this we will check on the condition and where we're at with how the FC's looking, because the last video was kind of just a quick little update of where we're standing, but now we've got some good progress, so we got some actual shit to talk about. So I'm gonna end this little fucking quick trip and be right back in the garage right now. Ta-da. Okay, we finally got this girl fully done. Fully done. Just exhaust. That's it. That's it. I got new studs in the in the front, both sides. Took the spacers off, and there was 3 lugs on one spacer, and took 2 of the lugs off, and all of them were stripped. So down bad. New lugs in the front. Rear was gonna do it, but you got to take the hubs out, and I'm not trying to do wheel bearings right now, so same studs. But an entire Turbo 2 subframe with the diff and axles is now swapped in there. I no longer have the 8.8. It is just in the back over there. Axles were too expensive. Axles were more than the adapter plate, and I'm really not trying to play those kind of games. So what else did we do here? We got everything in the engine bay all buttoned up. Let me hop underneath here. Let me grab a stick too. This is my hood prop right here. Gotta reach way back in there. Okay, so here's what we're working with here. Try to give you like a full breakdown of everything so far, because I'm a budget boy. We made some things work on a budget, okay? Kind of like this. This is a Home Depot plumbing thing. Flexible. I heated it up on my stand-up heater, and it fit right over. Here is the map that's usually in like the air filter thing that's on these engines. I took everything apart, got it on the front now. So it kind of has like a faux supercharger look, even though everybody that knows a fucking anything knows this is just a truck engine, and these are fucking ugly. but we're working in stages, okay? I don't have $1 million. So, cheap plumbing thing here. We just straight deleted the power steering pump and got a shorter belt, so that all works perfectly. Don't have a heater core. Got this line on Amazon. That was like $9. Super chillin'. The radiator. I reused the radiator from the 5.0 setup. So there's an inlet on the top here and then on the bottom down there. But LS radiators have the inlet and outlet on the same side. So I had to come over here, do a 90 to an adapter piece to the old 5.0 hose down there to a 90 that I welded up to a portion of the FD hose to get there. Holds temp, so fuck you, it looks good. Or it doesn't look good, but it works good. So there's that. We have the stock harness and ECU, stock everything. Mounted the ECU over here. There's an OBD2 port that is wired in as well, so we can just pop this thing off right here and check codes if need be. I have a dipstick from Jegs. It's an extended capacity, like I have it like the 7-quart pan or whatever. So you need like a different dipstick because when you get a truck one, the truck pan way lower. This is a shallower pan, so it's different. This dipstick works. It was like $50. Wiper motor. Put a Chase Base thing on it. Automatically looks fucking cool and expensive. So bam. Reuse the hood prop. Easy. Or the hood fucking hinge thing. Still have the Volvo power steering. This works amazing. The most basic thing ever. There's a million videos better than I can explain it on there how to do it. If you really want me to do one, I can do it, but I've already done one and it's the same thing. So anyway, this is the only kind of part that looks a little bit boo-boo to me. We have to have a ground wire for the sensor for the gauge I have. The power wire is ran through here because it got ran like pretty much last. So this is kind of like the only place that it can go. I reused a different like a ground cable from the 5.0 that was in here and have that for the engine ground. We have stock headers that I cut and are modified to fit down where we could just attach an exhaust to them. We have stock fuel lines with sick ass adapters that just screw onto the quick connects to where you can run AN fittings to your filter and down to your tank, because I am running the return setup on this thing. That all works perfectly with a Jegs fuel cell. Another weird thing that I learned, it's slightly wet, the O-ring on the bottom of this down there is reused and is leaking, so I got to get a different one of those. But the old Master that I had was this one with one of these on top. Crazy enough, some of you might be thinking I'm dumb for this, but the I didn't realize that like the bigger bore made it harder to push. So I swapped out the bigger bore with the smaller bore. But you're thinking like, dude, you're balling on these parts. No, so check it out. The Wilwood master cylinder that you get from Chase Base comes with a Wilwood master and an adapter. The adapter is always going to bolt like this way to the same master cylinder. All the Wilwood master cylinders have the same like bolt up pattern here. So like that one bolted directly on that one. So that's cool. The only difference is where the other end of the adapter bolts to your chassis. So since I have this adapter Wilwood setup in both these RX-7s, I took the one from this car since it's obviously bricked, and it ended up being the exact same one that you would get sold if you bought one for a 350Z, which is the transmission I have in this car. So threw that in there. It works amazing. It's like a stock clutch with this swap. So I couldn't be happier with that. It was pretty bad. It was like a trampoline spring on there. It was extremely hard. But that's pretty much it for engine bay updates. Everything is up. Everything is running. Everything is chilling. I added beer socks for my tie rod boots because I haven't had those like ever. So I got some Marshall's beer socks and put those over there. Not boots, but socks. Same sort of feet thing. But we got the inside. Solid harnesses are on. Inside is all painted and stuff, but you guys have seen that before. Shifter works amazing, dude. Jarrett Robertson, if somehow you're watching this, dude, thank you so much for recommending this shifter. It was way more expensive than the stock shit, but it's worth it for every single bit. The shift feel is couldn't be happier with that. I just had to adjust like these little screws on there, because that's what allows you to get like into 5th gear and shit. Didn't have it adjusted right, so I couldn't get into 5th, but it went 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, easy. And then when I got home and then adjusted them and like was a little more gentle, I could get it into 5th and 6th. So adjusted now, easy peasy. Fire extinguisher is refilled, or just it's a new fire extinguisher, because the last time I took my dad to the track, we came in around a corner and he got scared. He lifted his knees up and he pushed the fire extinguisher button with his heel, so that blue fire extinguisher shit all underneath the dash. So had to take the dash out, clean all that up, got all that fixed. We have probably the most expensive fucking floor mats I've ever heard of. These still run for like $400 to $500 on eBay. Now the Cherry Blossom FD floor mats, they came in this car, but they matched this so perfectly, so I had to throw them in. They've kind of been in there. And then Micah Diaz, he's cool. He's on the Hoonigan guys. Hoonigans sucks ass now, though. For those that know and watch, you kind of understand. But he's decent. His wheels are fucking sick. I like they're a little thicker than regular. They're kind of like, they're not a circle. It's like an oval. It's a little, I like it a lot more. It's suede and it's a little more beat, so it's kind of like, this is like a perfect wheel for me. I really enjoy the way it feels, like depth and everything. Reused the NRG quick release that was already on the car when I bought it. Reused the gauges. Just bought different harnesses for the temp and pressure gauges. The tack still doesn't work. That shit's at like a $10 O'Reilly's tack. Gotta swap it out. But I could run no RPM for right now. It won't fuck it up. And then door cards are in, slightly tidied up. See back here, I'm gonna have to hold this up with my noggin. So we gotta clean it up a little bit back here, but fuel cells all in and bolted. We cut the floor out, put a pan in, made a little nib thing, you could say, for where the fuel lines actually run. The vent is fully underneath the car mounted. The hydro line is now in a better position for where everything is at. Battery's still in the same spot. Another major addition that was already talked about a lot is the wing. Had to do a shitload of body work to make this thing fit. It was on the yellow car for a little bit, and then it got painted shortly after. So the wing is now like fully body worked up except for the feet, but I'm not that good at shit, so whatever. I do need new taillights. I got a scrape on it from tapping the wall, but I like this, but then it's cracked up here and they're like starting to get faded and they're not that good. So if anybody wants to sell me some for not $500, I'm kind of game for S4, S5. I'm game for whatever. But so that's interior. Rear stuff, same kit as last time. I split this fender in half, fixed the new piece, except for I didn't do a good job right here. That's how it's supposed to look. That's my job. But it was split all the way right here, and then the corner was completely gone. So I made this out of nothing. So we'll learn to put the kit on before you make shit like that. So yeah, traded my VSXXs for work Golf stitches. Don't really know a whole lot about wheels or names or anything like that, but I was kind of done with the white face look, and I'm not trying to take wheels apart and paint them. And the 5-spoke is kind of the game I was rocking, but then I was also kind of wanting Euro lines, so this kind of fit the bill perfect. And dude was trying to trade straight across, and they came with decent tires in the front and rear, but I took the fronts off because they were like 215 35 or 215 25 18, so they were like hot boy stretch ass shit. Can't do that. So swapped some different meats on the front, so it looks a lot thicker and better. Same in the rear. I lowered the other side to match this fitment, so that's now good. And then the engine bay is still the same tube front in the rear. Haven't crashed it that bad yet. Still the same paint job. I'm kind of really liking the silver vibe with the engine base. So this car, we'll start talking about this FD. Man, I can't describe enough. Like, I need to get rid of this car. This shit is costing me too much damn money. and it's just sitting here. I got monthly payments and insurance and shit. It's fucking stupid. I just need to get my engine back, finish it up. And then my bank's in Utah, so it's a whole fucking kit and caboodle. It's going to be a bitch to sell this thing. But if you want to buy the FD and you're willing to go through some hoops, hit me up, please. I'm willing to work with you if you're willing to work with me. Anyway, we have the engine still out. Everything in the engine bay is stripped out, like the master cylinders, all that kind of stuff. Wiring is all out. It's all hanging up in the other room. But the plan for this is to repaint the engine bay because it looks horrible. Not a big fan of it. It's starting to chip in a lot of places. Like up here, down there, over 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 there, everywhere. And then I also, I don't know if I really got, oh, I did. I filmed a whole video about this. I cut the whole corner out, replaced it with some new metal. So I got to just go in there with a grinder, smooth the welds out, put some seam seal, make everything all nice and smooth again. Because this car was wrecked before. If you go back to my like very first or second video, I was working on this car. This car I got from Right Hand Drive Specialties. They fucked me over. It was in need of a rebuild. Went to go take it apart. ABS module came out. There was rust damage. To take things more apart, it was crashed. It looks to me like it was crashed in Japan, fixed in Japan, and then just nobody ever fucking fixed it good enough. So I cut everything out and put new shit in there. Yes, it's not like a cut from an FD, but you really can't get that kind of, like, I don't have the ability to import like a front end of an FD. I'm just a regular dude with no connections to import shit. I bought this car stateside already, so yeah, just put random metal in there. That's kind of like the only thing that kind of makes me a little not feel happy about this is I wish that I had a front cut that I could replace and like tack weld shit into place, but we are here and it looks nicer without the extra holes and shit. So I did this, gotta drill holes, gotta do Bondo, repaint the engine bay silver. But to give myself a little bit of motivation, because I was kind of tired of seeing this thing just sitting and just completely taken apart, because remember, it was a shell. I painted everything on the inside, so everything is fully one color underneath all of what I'm about to show you. So we also have the taillights back on here, so when people walk by and see it, they know I'm the shit. I'm being sarcastic, I'm not a fucking full douchebag. But all of the trim is back in here. It's a little dirty, big dirty, but all the trim is back in here. There's some extra trim that needs to go in the dash. You'll see what we're working with there. But everything's in here. Everything is all in one place. Keep in mind, for people trying to buy this thing, this is a full, I mean full black interior, slick top. Full black interior, slick top. There's a couple things that are gonna be like, eh. But dude, fixable. You're not spending $7,000 on interior, so peep. R1 seats. This car is a R1. So if you're new to the FD game, like a lot of people are, there's a couple different like levels. There's, what do you even call it? Spirit R. That's the nicest one. Those are 99. Those aren't legal yet. But the R1 has suede seats, twin oil coolers. This car does have back seats in it. Carpet is in it. The dash is still partially installed because we are still going to paint the engine bay, and I want to be able to get underneath and move things around a little bit when I plug in the harnesses and all that kind of stuff to the ECU. So smart. I'm being smart here. So yeah, this car is like pretty much fully back together. Interior is all there. And there's the little things like those visors and the little light are over there in a bag. Door cards are on both sides. So this car is kind of just waiting for the engine. It needs to get fixed big time. But that's kind of like this fat update for where we're at here. At the end, drop in fucking dates like a damn podcast. But May 5th is the first drift event that I'm going to go to for this season, because it's the first Sunday, and I want my lady and my coworkers and everybody who wants to come, all those people are off Sunday, so I gotta wait till a Sunday event. So this throughout April, I'm just gonna be driving in around town, getting more comfortable, pulling e-brake, breaking tires loose, making sure shit works properly before we actually get to the track and see something doesn't work. So being strategic, I want to go bad. It works good now, but we gotta wait. So for that, this is my fully completed Dream Vision here, except for the low intake. I want a Turbo 2 hood. this is my baby child. I, honest to God, like this car more than this FD by a good margin. Couldn't be happier with how the shit turned out. Neighbor James, you're out there working on your shit right now, dude. You're out there, brother. Thank you for the help all throughout the way. All throughout the way. You've helped made this thing come along way quicker than I could have imagined. So, big ups to you. Big ups. So, that's it for this. I'm going to edit. You enjoy your time. We'll see you on the track soon, because I ain't picking this shit up again until we're going to the goddamn track, boy.